All right, Dave, welcome to the Speedway Show.
How you going?
Yeah, very, very well. So good night tonight?
Yeah, pretty good. I was happy with where we ended up. Dion's been in the car this is his 4th meeting, so we're just sort of trying to teach him a little bit and give him a car to race. So we're just ironing a few little teeth and problems out at the moment between the crew chief and the driver, finding out where he wants to run.
So your business, Camden Neon Signs, has been around Speedway for a very long time. How did you first become involved?
With Speedway? Yeah, look, I started off back, my uncle actually got me to drive a speed car back in the late 80s, Bill Higgins, and I just progressed on from there and got involved with some other drivers, and just where we are now is I've just enjoyed it and kept going with it,
Is your family involved?
A little bit. My son sort of, he sort of helps me a bit, but I think I've sort of half burned him out because he's been coming since he was little. So, yeah, he quite enjoys it, but I wouldn't say it's his main passion. It's probably more my passion with a bit of selfishness that comes into it,
Has your son ever been tempted to get behind the wheel?
No, Adam's more into the technical side of it and the motor side of it. He talks to Pete a fair bit at Maxwell's, and he doesn't mind the setup side of it so much. He hasn't really got the inclination to drive.
Yeah. So you've been around a long time. You've seen the sport evolve. What are some of the wonderful things you've seen occur in the sport?
Oh, look, I suppose if you have a look around the pit area, one of the main things, I suppose, is the professionalism now that the teams run at, with and the quality of the equipment that we've got to sustain to keep up to the front. That's probably the biggest single change. It's not really a weekend hobby sport anymore. We've got a lot of money invested in transporters and equipment, and it's a full-time job basically to keep a race car on the track if you want to do some serious racing. We did with Stephen, I think when the first couple of years with Stephen Lyons in the car, we were doing 65, 70 shows, basically without a full-time crew chief, just between Craig Bennett and myself, so we did pretty well to do that and run the business and manage the family and try and keep everybody happy. So it's changed a bit now. You've got David next door, he's got a full-time crew chief working on the car, and so most of the big teams have, so I've sort of backed off a little bit. I'm fairly busy with work. We've evolved the business into a fairly large business now, so I still love to do my racing, but I like to do it at my leisure and when I can, Yeah.
So where would you like to see the sport sort of move to in the next couple of years?
Obviously, it's the media coverage and keeping the sponsors happy, and the more coverage we can get on TV and YouTube and the internet and that sort of thing, it helps everybody, because the sport's it just needs that.
So it's become quite an expensive sport. What would you say to new people coming into the sport? What would you say to them about how you've been able to manage sponsors? What would you say to them in relation to sponsorships?
Well, with sponsorship, that's a pretty hard call. Everybody here runs at a different level. You've got people that just run, as I said, on the weekend, and then you've got guys that have got fairly substantial sponsors. But it's just you do what you can, and you take everything with gratitude and try and help people out as best you can,
Thanks for taking the time out of your night tonight, David. Thank you.
No worries, thank you.
Wilmington and King, McGinnis, Bellman, Boston, Chard, Rodder, Cunningham will move up into 74, Paul, Slick, Sloan and Hughes. Well played, 3 months.